welcome back to the exciting conclusion to my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So this is part 2. If you have not seen part 1 where I talk about the first 5 of my list, then you need to watch this video up here. So we're going to get started with number 6. Like I said last time, none of these are in any particular order. They're just my favorite movies. So number 6 is Kiss the Girls. This movie is from 1997. It is rated R and it is a crime/drama. I'm referencing my notes over here if you can't tell. So this movie is really good. I actually just watched it a few days ago because it had been a while since I'd seen it. But as I was coming up with this list, I was like, ooh, I need to rewatch that. Alright, so Kiss the Girls is about, there is a serial killer. Surprise! I like movies with like mystery and like suspense and stuff. So there's a serial killer and he likes to get women and he takes them into like this mysterious like underground fortress that he's built out in the woods. So all these women are going missing and Morgan Freeman is the main guy on the movie and his niece goes missing. So they are looking for her and everything, but Ashley Judd is also in this. So she is a doctor and she gets kidnapped by this guy. And he always wears like a mask so you don't know who he is, and he drugs her. She wakes up in this, you know, this scary underground place, and she actually, after some time, I don't remember if it actually says how long she is there, like in his place. I don't know what you call it, his basement place. But she actually escapes. This isn't like a spoiler or anything. That's like, that happens kind of at the beginning of the movie. The big mystery of the movie is who is this killer guy. And he actually goes by the name Casanova because he's like the great lover. But because he likes to steal all these women. So there are lots of plot twists in this movie. It is very suspenseful. I wouldn't call it scary, but I would say out of all the movies I'm going to tell you guys about, even from my last video, this is the scariest. Like, it has more of like a, ooh, like, it's not scary. It's just like a more of a thriller type at certain points. But basically the whole movie is just, yeah, them trying to figure out who this killer guy is. So I just really love movies like that where you're just trying to like put all these pieces together and figure out what's happening. So in the movie, his actual Morgan Freeman's character is Alex Cross. So keep that in mind because we're going to talk about that in a minute. So yeah, this is actually based on a James Patterson novel, and I didn't know that. I was doing research for this movie, and I didn't know that, but I've actually read some James Patterson books before, and his books are kind of like that mystery, like murder mystery type stuff. So it makes me almost want to like read the book. Alright, so number 7 is Along Came a Spider. So this is actually a sort of sequel to Kiss the Girls, just because it also has the character Alex Cross, which is Morgan Freeman, played by Morgan Freeman. This is from 2001 and it's rated R. It's described as a drama/thriller. I definitely put down that it's suspenseful, it has lots of plot twists. So this movie, actually, I think I do like this one more than Kiss the Girls. This one is centered around a girl that gets, a young girl that gets kidnapped. I can't remember how old she is, but she's pretty young. She gets kidnapped, and she's actually a governor or a senator's daughter. Where is it? Yeah, she's a senator's daughter, so she's like, you know, very like well-to-do. Like the school she gets, she actually gets kidnapped from her school, but the school is like there's all kinds of security and stuff, and so nobody can figure out how she got kidnapped, like what happened. So the whole movie is full of them trying to figure out where she is, who has her. There's lots of plot twists once again. That just keep you guessing all the way up to the very end. So, once again, I love that kind of movie. I think that's about it for that one. It's pretty straightforward. They're just looking for this girl that got kidnapped, but I really like the way it's put together. I don't know if this one is also a James Patterson like based on a James Patterson novel. I don't know, but definitely watch it if you haven't seen it. I really like Morgan Freeman as an actor. Alright, to lighten up the mood a little bit, number 8 is Wayne's World, Wayne's World, party time, excellent. Alright, if you've never seen Wayne's World, it's amazing. This is probably like one of my very favorite comedies. This is from 1992. It is PG-13 and it stars Mike Myers and Dana Carvey, and it's based on an SNL skit that went on for a long time, and they finally made a movie about it. So Wayne's World is just a really goofy comedy. Once again, one of those movies that has so many good quotes. Like, I just sang the song that they sing on their show. Basically, the movie is about, so Wayne and Garth is Dana Carvey, they have a public access television show where they just talk about like random stuff, and they decide to sell it to this, like this guy, and basically the whole movie, it's just a silly movie, and there's a Cassandra is in it, and if you've never seen this, it's just hilarious. There's actually a Wayne's World 2, and I own that one too, but it's good, but it's not near as good as the first one. And her name was Cassandra. After you see this movie, you will never hear Bohemian Rhapsody the same way. You will always picture them in the car singing it, and it's the same way with Jimi Hendrix, Foxy Lady. Every time I hear that song, I think of Garth in the donut shop, like doing his little dance to Foxy Lady. It's just hilarious. I love this movie, and it's PG-13, so it's more of like a family-friendly movie, I would say, even though there's some parts that are like kind of raunchy. But anyways, moving on. Number 9 is Pulp Fiction. So if you saw my last video, you know I liked Kill Bill, and that's a Quentin Tarantino series. So Pulp Fiction is also by Quentin Tarantino, and this one is from 1994, and it is really rated R. There's lots of language and blood and all the kind of stuff that makes it rated R. But this is probably my most favorite movie based on the way that it's directed. The whole movie is like out of sequence, which may sound weird, but like by the time you get to the end of the movie, you kind of piece together everything and you understand the story. But I just love how it's all out of order. But Pulp Fiction is it's described as a crime/drama. So the way Wikipedia describes it is 2 hitmen, John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, a boxer, a crime boss, and others meet their fates over the course of 2 days. So it is kind of an interesting story. It's really hard to explain if you haven't seen it. It's a pretty long movie, and it also has Uma Thurman in it, which, like I said before, she's one of my favorite actresses. She's in it. I wish I knew how to explain this better, because at one point I did always say that Pulp Fiction was my most favorite movie, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. You just need to watch it. I think I've seen that it's on Netflix. It might be on Netflix. I don't know if it is anymore, but definitely check that out. Quentin Tarantino is just, I love the way he directs movies. I've said that 20,000 times now, but they're just really good. And very last, we have Minority Report. So this is from 2002, and it is PG-13, and it stars Tom Cruise, which I'm not really that big of a Tom Cruise fan, honestly. But this movie, I really love it. This came out, like I said, 2002. I remember when I was in about like 7th grade or so, we had an assignment where you had to like pick your favorite movie and write an essay about it, like explain like the plot and stuff. And I remember writing my paper about this movie. So it's described as an action/adventure movie. So it's set in the future, and there is a new thing called pre-crime, where they have these 3 people, I guess you call them people, they're called precogs. They're these 3 people that are special, and they can like see into the future, and they can predict what kind of crimes are gonna happen and like, you know, who commits these crimes. So they see the crimes before they happen and they let the people know at pre-crime, and so the pre-crime people go out and they stop these people before the crimes happen. So that might be a little confusing, but Tom Cruise works at pre-crime, and all of a sudden he finds out that he is one of the people that they're gonna stop from murdering a guy, and he finds out the name of the person that he supposedly is gonna murder, and he's like, I don't even know this guy. How am I supposed to murder him in like a couple days, and I don't even know who he is? So it's there's lots of plot twists again with this one. Basically, it's just the journey of him trying to figure out like who's this guy he's supposed to be murdering that he doesn't even know, and there's also some other things going on in the movie at the same time. And I just really like the way it's put together. So this has been a favorite movie of mine for a really long time. Alright guys, that was my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I hope I described them well enough without giving way too much, or maybe I was too vague with some of them. I don't know. But I hope you guys like this different kind of series. Let me know if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I post a brand new video every single Friday and other days sprinkled in between. So I will see you guys in my next video.